Hello everyone! Today we are joined by Sleeping Beauty and
that was a joke.
yeah, so we're gonna be playing some TAQS. So I'm gonna pull up the screen here, and so what's gonna happen? I actually need to get my calculator, which is.
Why do you never have that?
Well, I have my backpack this time. That's a step up.
The burp. Oh, I didn't want to come out.
I'm proud of you. Alright, so
Yeah, burp.
basically this is gonna be pretty much just a test run in general, because I'm gonna be pretty much winging a lot of stuff. But
you don't have any rules set up?
Huh? No, I do. There's not a lot of written down stuff, but I mean that's kind of the aura of the game itself. So
Gotta be some rules.
there's
Otherwise
no rules.
there's anarchy.
There's one rule. Alright.
What's the rule?
You haven't seen that commercial?
That there are no rules?
No, there's a commercial for Little Caesars where he's like, "There's no rules," and he starts taking his shirt off, and the lady's like, "Put your shirt back on." And he's like, "There's one rule." And
okay, pizza.
So, we can see Megan's character right here, Lady Miara, the elf siren. I told her that it would be okay if she wanted it to be a water elf, because she was kind of hinting towards that.
Mermaid.
But mermaids are dumb. So
no, they're not.
So we are going to just kind of
You're
get going with the
dumb.
story. So we'll keep Megan's stats in mind, or Lady Miara's stats.
Some
and
of them are at 0.
We will start the story. Believe me, you're doing a significant amount better than Dan is with the stats, because he's a rock. He's a rock. So we can. You've mentioned that you want to start at Genovia. So I can show you that on the map. I can show you that on the map.
You can't say Genovia. This is not
it's
Princess
Genovia.
Diaries. Yeah, you are. You didn't enunciate.
So here's Genovia down here. It is a castle, and so what we're going to be doing is there's going to be a map that's building, and since right now we're just starting off, you won't be able to see the map unless you have a certain amount of awareness. Actually, how much do you have right now? I realized that I didn't have the paint screen available. Your awareness is pretty high, so
yeah.
We'll say that you could see the town maps, but not the world map for now.
Okay.
But for now, it's not going to make a big difference because we haven't developed the maps as much. So that'll somewhat be the precedent. The precedent that we're setting is that around 10 you can see the town maps, and from then on it will just get better and better. So let me switch so that you can see the paint screen.
If I get a high enough awareness, can I see like the map of the world?
Yeah, that's the idea.
And then the galaxy.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be building a map of the galaxy, but we'll see how it goes.
I want to go to different planets.
We'll see where it goes, okay? You got to get there.
I want to seduce all the planets.
You want to seduce all the planets.
People.
Pluto better watch out. Oh wait, it's not a planet.
No, Pluto's my first stop.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have this castle that we're starting out with, and so I'm just gonna draw this generic castle shape, and then we are going to just start the story.
That's a really weird looking blanket.
Mm-hmm. And you're looking at the screen that you're not supposed to be looking at, yeah?
Oh my god, I got like for battles and stuff. I didn't know I was allowed to look at the castle that I'm approaching.
You're in the castle, Megan.
But how am I looking at the outside of it, Jono?
Don't worry about it.
Draw some tapestries.
We're gonna look at your luck stat here, which is pretty high. I got a pretty nice luck stat. So we're gonna start with a random number between 0 and 20, and you scored a 16, which is, I'm gonna say, pretty good for a starting roll. So
would that be in the 75th percentile?
It
Or
would be
the
above that.
15.
I believe it would
Wait.
be the 80th percentile.
Is it in the 80th percentile or in the 20th percentile? I never know.
No, percentile is the point at which you are above. So you're above 80%. Or at. You are at the 80th percentile.
Gotcha.
You are greater than or equal to 80% of other possible possibilities.
Yeah, I never understood that math. I was very confused.
So, I think that we are going to, since you scored a pretty nice score for luck, you're going to be starting in, you will be awakening in a fountain in the middle of town.
Oh, that's right, because I'm a water fairy.
You are a water elf.
Elf.
Megan.
Whatever.
So
I just I like sleeping in water.
Yeah, I guess. You could probably say that like you're pretty good at swimming, I guess. What was your agility? Your agility, if I remember correctly,
I feel like my agility
wasn't that high. So perhaps you were just kind of in ankle deep water, but
No.
you know you can build off that.
It's fine.
So I guess from this point on, it's kind of up to you where the story is going to go. So if you want to use any of your specific stats to try to get things to your advantage, then you can go in any direction.
How often do they need to eat whenever else, or is that just
So what I was saying was that in this case we are going to be somewhat playing like The Sims, where they are pretty much automized in that sense, but not necessarily. So if you have a food item, you could use it to restore health artificially, as opposed to just waiting for things to regenerate.
Need to eat.
But you don't necessarily need to eat, so because it's just kind of
I was thinking of like
watering
hunting,
down the story.
stocking up on stuff, whatever else.
Mhm.
Do I have any money?
So right now you are starting with nothing. You can look at your inventory.
Okay, so I probably need to go get a job to get some gold.
Okay.
So that I can purchase either. You should make it available, like purchase your holding items, like purchase another slot.
Well, okay, so
Does that make sense?
the items. Well, you could purchase a bag, I guess, and that would make sense. But in terms of the inventory, that is based off of strength. So if you build up your strength skill, you are able to carry more things.
Okay, to start off with, I should probably get a job so I can get gold, so that I can get whatever item, weapon, whatever else that I need to be able to go out and acquire those extra skills of strength, agility, whatever else, by hunting or climbing trees and setting traps, or I don't know, whatever else, to catch food in case I get harmed later, to restore my HP. If you give a mouse a cookie, start with the job. Just small little like side quests. Like, I can't find my daughter. I'll give you 10 gold.
So I guess you're gonna look around then. The way this is gonna work is whenever you want to do something, you can use your stats, but then the next thing that you do, those stats that you just used won't be available until, so like every other time they will reset. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So in like a battle, if you use your attack, then on the next turn you won't have that attack available.
To use my defense
or something like that. So
whatever else. Okay.
As of right now, you could.
But that's only if I use all of my attack, right?
Yeah. Well, so
like, if I had 10 attack, I used 4 once and 6 on the next turn. Wouldn't I have 4 again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the idea. So, I guess the way that I'm presenting this is you can kind of just say I want to do this, and you could say you're looking for a job, right?
Right.
You have 15 awareness at your disposal.
Side quests. I'm not gonna go to the tavern and be like, be a barmaid.
This would be a pretty easy thing to find, I guess, because side quests are quite abundant. So then you might want to put a little bit of awareness towards that, so that you just have it available if something random happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to go with?
I mean, how much awareness do I have?
You have 15.
And this is for my side quest, or
You're
to
just
find a side quest?
trying to find a side quest. So you can also use luck or anything like that.
I'm gonna use 5 of my awareness, and how much luck do I have?
You have 20, but the way that I'm having luck work is luck sets the minimum. So if you wanted to just use all of it, use 5, I guess, then that would be guaranteed that you would find something. I'm still kind of working out some of the game mechanics, but that's the idea, is that when you're doing something, you can use luck to make it easier for you to find that.
Well, then I'll use 3 luck.
Okay.
With my 5 awareness.
Okay, so you are going to be rolling a random number between 3 and 5. And I don't know why I exited out of it in the first place.
Oh, wait, what?
That's what I was saying. So the luck is the minimum, and that you use, and the awareness is the
I
maximum.
thought the luck would boost the amount of
It is.
other stuff that I'm putting in.
It's making sure that you don't get a 0. You can only get 3. That's what I'm saying.
Or higher.
Yeah.
But you said to 5.
Because 5 is the amount of awareness you're using. I thought I explained this.
I'm really confused. I can only get a 3, 4, or 5.
Yes. Because those are the numbers you chose.
But you said luck increases the chance that I don't fuck up. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Sorry for the language, guys.
It's fine.
I don't care.
We're going for whatever demographic ends up watching this. So yeah, I'm just gonna make sure I have the chat open.
Yeah.
Okay, so you rolled between 3 and 5, and you happen to roll a 3, which so I guess you look around and you see a small boy just kind of looking aimlessly around the plaza.
Dark brown hair?
Sure.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
I'm joking. No, please continue.
Well, we're going off on an interesting path here, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a small boy. He's wandering
so there's
around.
a small boy wandering around, and so as you exit the fountain wearing nothing but a interesting smile on your face. Well, that's what you said. You have a siren who is just kind of letting it all out there, I guess.
But she doesn't have any, like, body, not like blemishes, it's not the word. She doesn't have, like, nipples or anything like that, or, like, genitalia. Yeah. She's just kind of, like, just smooth, I guess.
Yeah, so,
She doesn't have anything extra going
so
on. No belly button.
What are you going to do in this situation?
I mean, is he just wandering around? Does he look scared? Does he look...
He's kind of looking confused.
I mean, I would probably just approach him with a smile. Like, legit smile, not like I'm trying to seduce you, because obviously he's a little boy, and that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, approach him and ask him if there's anything wrong.
Okay,
if
hold on.
there's
Trying to
any way I can help him.
This is... So just for context, I'm going to be doing like a sketch of the event, so I'm trying to get a clean slate up. So.
Oh Lord, this is gonna take longer than the actual story. Okay. So yes, am I a stick person?
Yeah, this has got to be quick.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Remember, my lady's purple.
Okay.
And the boy has dark brown hair.
Sure.
We discussed this.
Alright, so, you approach the boy, and, so what were you saying that you would do?
I would walk with a legitimate smile. I said not a seducing smile, because that would scare the child away. And I would, also that's wrong because it's a child. Ask him if there was anything wrong and if I could help him.
Okay. And I think if you move to the other side of the couch, people might be able to hear you more. I just realized that it looks a little quiet when you're talking. But yeah, I think
ask him
I think
what's
they.
wrong.
So you're asking him what's wrong, and
I'm not gonna seduce him.
you
'Cause he's a
can
child.
use your charisma.
Please.
Okay, so the boy kind of tentatively replies that he has lost his parents.
Okay. I asked him if his dad's attractive. No, I was kidding. I asked him what they look like.
Okay.
And where he last saw them.
He replies that he has he saw his parents walking around outside of the bar, but then he ended up losing sight of them and is now kind of wandering the streets.
I would take him by the hand and walk into the bar with him to look for his parents.
Okay.
Because they're probably drinking away the fact that they have a child that they can't afford. And don't want because they didn't use protection. They went and had forced sex.
They had forced sex.
Yeah, they had sex with the
Okay.
forced.
So, you are entering the bar.
With the child. Which is probably not a smart idea, but I'm assuming we're in like medieval days, nobody really gave a crap. There were no like child labor laws. Ew, I have sock fuzz in my toe.
Congratulations, you're picking your toes on the internet.
I know. I'm taking my toenail polish off.
Alright, so you enter the bar, and...
Yes. Ew, there's more of this one. This is what happens when you wear red socks for work, Jono. It just looks like you're bleeding all the time out of your foot.
Everybody kind of just goes about their business and ignores the fact that you are pretty much naked. And purple as you walk into the bar. I'm assuming if there are water elves around, there's probably less of a surprise when they see someone like that walk in, but that's the situation we're dealing with. So everybody kind of just goes about their business, and you're standing there with the child.
Okay, I would lean down on him, I'd get on my knee, so I'm at his level, eye to eye, because kids are more intimidated if you're above them. And ask him if he saw them in there, if he spotted them anywhere.
Okay, so the child looks up at you, doesn't seem to be too scared in the situation, and so starts scanning the room.
Is your story progress going forward with the numbers that we're getting?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So if it's like above halfway, then it's like a positive.
Yeah, and it's based off of the fact like you have pretty good stats with charisma and luck, so a lot of these things are probably going to go in your favor.
Gotcha.
But, so I'm gonna go. The boy looks around and he sees a couple that he seems to recognize and sort of starts walking in their direction.
I walk with him to make sure that they are his parents and they're not just gonna like kidnap him and sell him for livestock to eat.
So you walk up to the couple at the bar, and these are bar stools, not people.
I mean, they all kind of look the same. I love you.
And it turns out that these are the parents that you are looking for, but unfortunately they are quite intoxicated and are being somewhat difficult with the bartender.
Personally, I wouldn't let the child go with them at that moment, and I would probably, I mean, if he's just standing there with them for the moment, cool. I would probably step in and see what was going on with the bartender and see if there's any way I could help. Am I about to become a barmaid? Because I said I didn't want to become a barmaid. Probably about to become a barmaid. Okay. Yeah, I offer my help.
So you're talking to the bartender now?
/ parents, yeah. The kid is next to the parents. He's not out of my sight. I haven't forgotten about him.
Okay.
But something's going on now. Am I about to adopt a child? I'm probably about to adopt a child.
So how are you starting the conversation?
Probably just asking a question. What's going on? Is there any way I can help?
They seem to murmur, but they quite coherently answer the question that they have been out on a night on the town, and they sort of glance over and seem to recognize the child.
Right. I see their son.
So then they realize the situation that is unfolding, and they become somewhat humorously apologetic due to their intoxication. They get up from their stools and start to approach you and show some sign of affection that you have returned the child.
What are they apologizing for?
They are apologizing for the fact that their son was wandering around. And
ask them what the hell is wrong with them and why did they leave their child to enter a bar?
They seem to be somewhat intimidated by the questioning, but the tactic itself is quite enforceful. They start apologizing with as many words as they can conjure in their current state, and then the fatherly figure reaches into his pocket and hands you a small bag of coins. There is 50 coins in the bag. So I'm just gonna make it I'm gonna make it a thing now that gold doesn't take up an inventory space, because I feel like that would be really annoying.
Okay. I'm conflicted between bringing the parents to their home with the child safely, delivering them home safely. But I can't adopt the child, at least not now. Maybe I'll come back later. Like, maybe it'll happen again and I can save the child from them when I'm more unvulnerable.
Less vulnerable?
When I'm less. Yes.
More unvulnerable.
I've been at work all day and I just got off from doing French homework and I have more to do and...
French homework.
Oui.
Okay, so you are...
I'm going to thank him for the money. However, I am going to walk them home and chastise them the entire way while coddling the child. No, I'm not going to do that. That's weird. The kid doesn't really know me that well. But I will make sure he doesn't get left behind.
The chastising seems to have no effect on their
well,
emotions,
now I know where they live.
But you do know where they live, and sadly, on the way home, the father figure does trip and injures himself, so you have to carry him along his way. But
do I have the strength for that?
No. No.
So I'm dragging him. If he wakes up with some bruises, I don't give a shit.
So you drag the father figure home. It is successful, although he is somewhat injured. You do successfully enter the household. So I'm going to save this temporarily.
Now I know where they live, so I can adopt that child later on when I have like a nice house and seduce an attractive knight.
You're not going to.
I'm not going to go for the guy. I'm not going for Dan. I am not going for Dan. And I'm definitely not going for James. And James is definitely not going to get me.
You don't want to seduce a lizard-like engineer.
I don't. He's convinced he's going to seduce me, and I told him no. I said, I'm sorry, I don't think that works. I'm a siren. My feet hurt.
Okay, so you are now outside of the home, and you have coins jingling in your pocket to show that you have successfully completed a side quest.
What's the monetary value? Like, gallon of milk, how much is that?
I don't know. I'd say maybe a couple gold. Just
like two?
Yeah, one or two.
So like 1 gold is like $2.
Yeah, we can go with that.
Essentially.
At least in this town, it seems like it has a pretty decent economy, considering it's a castle town.
Okay.
Oh, and so yeah, you said we agreed that you had enough awareness to see the town map. So I can point this out. So right now we have this fountain in the middle. Here's the bar that you were at, and then this is the small little cottage.
Right near the outside.
Yeah. Because usually that's how castles are set up. For people who don't know, I just realized I don't have that visible on the screen. So here's the fountain, the bar, and the small little cottage. Usually the lower income families end up on the outside because then they're cannon fodder for invaders. That's kind of just how it was. But then they get the security of being within the castle walls, so it's pretty nice. So that is the end of your first side quest. We are pushing on about 30 minutes. I don't know if you want to continue from here on, or if you want to just kind of call it here, because it is a somewhat of a stopping point. But
yeah, I mean, because you said you want to just go a little bit with each person, right?
Yeah. So the way this is going to work, we're just going to kind of go off of everyone's schedule, but hopefully I'll be able to have a new addition to the story every weekend.
That's the camera over there.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
Oh,
I
it
was
looked
talking
like you
to
were talking to the microphone.
Kind of.
So I was like, that's over there.
So this picture will be slightly improved by the next episode, although you probably won't see it with Dan and OC or James because they are starting in the other town. But I will mention that this tomorrow, actually, I do have a guest coming on to the stream that is another YouTuber, and he will be talking about, I think he's talking a little bit about just drawing in general. He's a more art-oriented person, so I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. I believe we're slating that for 8 p.m., so you can put that in your to-do list. I don't know. But any last remarks for you, Megan?
I'm going to count the blind panels while we're on stream, so everyone just wait a second. 1.
Okay, well, that's good enough for me, and I think we're going to be signing off, but thank you guys for watching.
There's at least 6.
Hopefully this will run a little bit smoother as we get more into it and as I get better at the quick time events and whatnot, but I think it went pretty well for the first one. Okay, so
I know where that child lives now. I'm not forgetting about him.
She's going to save that child someday.
His name is Emmett.
That is not for you to decide, madam.
His name is Emmett.
Okay, let's see.
His name's gonna be Emmett when I adopt him.
His name is Emito. Because you're kind of lucky. But alright. Goodbye, everyone.